Have a look at Martin Fitzwater, if you will. This is him just days away from the 2024 Prague Pro Championships. We're going to take a look at a few physique updates today. And I know, kind of a copy off Nick Strength and Power. I should have began with the Nick Strength and Power beginning. All right, you guys. There's other great beginnings, too. We are back with another video for you today, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bunch of them. But anyway, Martin Fitzwater, he looks as good as always. Should be an easy win for this guy, considering he just placed 4th at that Mr. Olympia event. Oh my goodness, this guy looks good. He looks shredded to the diced, very reminiscent, and I've heard this comparison before, very reminiscent of a young Phil Heath. Nice, big, good quads, the good kind, of course, abs, good separation, things of that nature, along the same lines of the build, the structure of the abs themselves. So yeah, see? And considering this weekend is the Prague Pro, it's an early qualification for Martin Fitzwater. It's going to be a good year. Could anybody throw a little spoiler? Some rotten apples in this bunch. Could Chris Bumstead challenge Martin Fitzwater? He released this little physique update here, and this is a front double bicep pose, and from what I understand, Martin Fitzwater is not happy about the sizing of some channels. Not me, I hope, Martin. I hope I didn't missize you, my man. But difficult, hard to say how these open class competitors are going to size up against Chris Bumstead. He's very, very tall. He could be very, very lean. Nom sing. And I'm not dissing my homeboy. I'm Canadian too. But the reality of the situation is, well, his arms aren't big enough to match his chest. His thighs are too big for his calves. He hits one wrong pose, he's going to end up looking like a spider. But we will see. And this is the most anticipated we will see in bodybuilding for quite some time. It's not an Olympia, but it has a tangible quality. Heard that word, had to say it. But whatever quality it has, we owe it all to Bum. So thank you, Bumstead, for doing this. Hey, he doesn't know where he's going to place. He has the cojones to do it. And speaking of that, Shaun Clarida jumps up from 212, doing the same thing as Bumstead here. Former champion. Now, Bumstead is the current champion, but this is a former champion doing the same thing, and he gets very little press. But you know what, Clarida? I'm sure you didn't watch my prediction video. Well, maybe he did. That's no stretch of the imagination. Clarida, I have you predicted ahead of Chris Bumstead, and judging by this recent physique update, this guy is already much bigger, much fuller than he was at the Olympia. I believe that the world was robbed of seeing the best Shaun Clarida at the Olympia. I think there's no doubt about that. So you can't compare Olympia Shaun Clarida with Olympia Chris Bumstead. That's not going to be the comparison that we're going to see. We are going to see an outstanding event, guys. We have Martin, we have Bumstead, and we have Shaun Clarida adding a nice little spice. A spice that's nice. And you know what? This is kind of an all-around champion, or what did I used to say? An overall champion. We have Open versus Classic versus 212. The best of each division. Excitement. All over the place. So, have the feeling of excitement backstage as I pump up. And I have the feeling of excitement in front of 2,000, 3,000 people. So, I'm in heaven. Somebody just watched Pumping Iron. Now, with all this talk of switching divisions, going up to men's open, I just seen this recent physique update from Mike Sommerfeld himself, and wow, does this speak to me as an open class competitor? But he's no stranger to doing that. He gets huge on these building seasons. And man, he's getting bigger than ever before. Could it be, if he gets big enough and he's still in condition, would he do an open class show? I gotta tell you, I've seen his back while he's depleted down to classic, and the back itself just grows as soon as he feeds himself. So this is definitely a possible open class physique for the future, guys. This is the jewel of classic physique right now. He's like the prince, and he's about to become king. He placed second at the Olympia. There's no more Bumstead, so we know of. But yeah, he's a shoo-in, right? Well, there's one man on the horizon that I have not lost hope. Not lost hope for Wesley Vissers. He won the Arnold. He was awesome. And then at the Olympia, he was good. A little less, and you know what I'm saying? When it comes to Wesley, he looks his best when he nails it. Some of these bodybuilders can get away. They can coast in 70% and still get their usual placings, but it is definitely not the same with Wesley Vissers. If he's a little off, they put him down, it seems. But when he nails it, I truly believe that Wesley Vissers can defeat everybody on that classic physique division stage this year at the Olympia without Bumstead. And I think that he did prove that he can beat everybody on that Olympia stage. Anyway, we have one more little shout out to give, a well-deserved little mention to Marc Hector. Marc Hector, he's been competing for quite some time now. He's a British bodybuilder. If I'm not mistaken, he is from the British Isles. At least that, or he has a fantastic impression of a British accent. But I'm just joking, guys. He's a British bodybuilder, and he will be making his return to the pro bodybuilding stage this December at the Mr. Big Evolution, December 1st, to be exact. So yes, he has been through a lot, guys. Surgery. Shoulder surgery, was it not? Believe so. And this guy has an incredible physique. So he could be one to watch for the future. So Marc Hector, the best of luck. My man at that Mr. Big could become the Mr. Big champion. And that does it for this one, guys. We're going to end with a huge big explosion of arms. Nick Walker. Oh my soul. Wow. Look at the size of this big Studley Moore. And I can say anything I want now, and I could even be derogatory. Not that I would, against Nick Walker. Now, I say that because I'm sure he never misses a Mark's Max Muscle video. He watches them all the time. But he always mutes it, because he can't stand my voice. Anyway, we all expect, and I expect to see the best ever Nick Walker in the 2025 season. We're talking rip and tear. Nick Walker. Nick Walker. Nick Walker. Nick